Dry aging meats is something that has been done for thousands of years, and in this video we will analyze the most popular methods of dry aging at home in today's day and age, and we are going to smell, cook and taste them all to come out with the winner at the end.
Today we're getting into the deep waters here, and I know that some of you guys are not gonna like or approve my point of view. And that's completely normal. I just wanna give this a fair try, explain as much as I can about the topic, and let you guys make your own conclusion.
I promised this comparison a long time ago, but for some reason or another, I wasn't able to make it exactly the way I wanted. We have 3 identical New York roasts here, and we dry aged them all for 30 days. We put one of them in the regular dry aging station, another one was dry aged using the Umai bags following their recommendations, and with the last one we made it a hybrid. We put it in the bag too, but placed it in the dry age fridge.
Many people can swear by these bags, and I accept that I'm guilty of that too. But today I'm going to present the entire case to you, and you're going to decide if this is worth the money and overall the time that you spend on the process.
This one here is the one that we dry age into my bags by following the recommendations to the T. I will be opening and check for smells and quality. As a control, we will use the one that we dry age in the traditional way and compare the difference in colors, consistency, smell, and texture.
Right here we have the one that we use the Umai bag to dry age, and we put it right in the regular fridge. I don't know if you can compare the colors. This is the one that was dry age in the dry age station. As you can see, the color is reddish. It looks richer, it's different, and you see the fat is sweating already by just being outside for 5 minutes. This one is just kind of dry and dark. You don't see much red in here unless you look into the fat area. And the smell, let's see. I know they say that these bags are like membranes and they let the moist escape the membrane but nothing coming in. And I'll tell you this piece of meat smells exactly as my fridge smell. So I think a lot of the smells from the vegetables and the other things that I have in the fridge got into the meat, and that's one of the problems we have with that bag, because that bag is not supposed to allow that to happen. Yeah, it smells like the fridge. I mean, if you open the fridge and you smell the fridge, that is exactly how it smells. Smell exactly like the fridge. That's weird. That's not supposed to happen. All right, so here we have the one that we did in the bag, but this one was in the dry aging station. Let's open it up and see what's up. Okay, this is the one that we put in the bag and then we put it in the dry age station. It doesn't have any smell, doesn't smell at all, but it doesn't have any of the red colors the regular dry age steak has. I mean, if you compare one next to the other, you can see the reddish color here, but there is no reddish color here. It's more like dry. So that's apparently a problem with the bag. Here again, we have all those reddish. It's not just the fat, it's every area of the meat is kind of reddish, and it's a rich color. This one is not. This one doesn't have the same amount of fat, but it doesn't sweat at all, and it's kind of like a dry piece of meat. It's just dry. So let's put this one on the side, and let's review the one that we just dry age in the dry age station. And here we have the one that I've been showing you. You can see all those reddish colors. You can see that it's a different thing. Well, this one again look completely different. This is the one that we've been using as a control. It has that rich red color on it that looks amazing. This is a really nice piece of meat, and you can see how rich it look, you know. Smell a little bit like a blue cheese thing. That's the smell that you want to have into it, but it's not overpowering until we cut it. When we cut it, it's going to be different. But this is exactly what I'm looking for when I talk about dry aging.
On any dry aged meat, you want to trim it and remove all the dry parts of it. For that, all you need is a flexible and sharp knife and generously cut the dry parts off. We will remove as much meat as needed until you start seeing those amazing colors in it. Here you can see the red intense colors of the beef. This is a simple process, but it's the one that brings value to all those days you waited to try your meat.
Well, as you can see, we're losing a lot of meat in here with the dry aging process from when we started to what we have right now. I'd say we lose about 30% of the meat in here, and that's one of the problems with the dry aging.
The question is, should that mean the process is not worth it? And the answer is, of course it's worth it. This is the reason why if you go to a steakhouse and order a dry-aged steak, it will cost you a lot more than just the same steak done in a regular way. The losses are big and the risks of the meat going bad are also great. But you can bet that anyone willing to take those risks does it to bring the best experience you can ever have to your plate. For me, a perfect steak is about 1.5 inches thick. All the steaks are going to be seasoned with the same spices, salt and freshly ground pepper to intensify the flavors. We will create two different areas within the grill. One will be really hot as we place all the charcoal in it. The other area is what we call the cool zone, and there is where our steaks will go first. Now we leave the steaks here for 15 minutes or until the internal temperature hits 100 degrees.
And yes, I know it's completely different to what I recommend with any other steak, but remember, we are dealing with dry aged meat in here.
Most of the moisture in the steaks has been removed by the dry aging process, and if you let them get too hot, the steaks will get dry inside. The same thing happened with this searing. I normally sear my steaks for 2 minutes on each side, but because we are dealing with dry aged meat, we will only allow them to sear for 1 minute per side.
We have 3 different steaks here for you to try, and I want you to tell me if you feel any difference on them, okay? They are kind of similar.
They're very similar to me, actually.
But there should be some difference there, all right?
Well, let's give it a
So
shot.
let's start number A, number B, and number C.
C. Let's
All
go.
right, let's go for number A, this ninja. Number A is amazing. Woo!
Super intense flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Really beefy, strong flavor, amazing, juicy, crazy good. Number B. Less beefy than number A,
Mm-hmm.
but again, tender, really good. Would you say it's better than regular steak?
No.
All right, it's good, it's juicy, it's not as intense as number A. All right, we have number C here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I mean, it's super good, super juicy, super tender, super beefy, but
Yeah.
number A is extremely intense flavor.
Okay, guys. Number A is super beefy. Number B is good, but it's not beefy. And number C, I'll say is like number B.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, Miss Ninja.
Okay,
We
tell me.
have, let me start with number C first. Number C was dry aged in the my bag exactly the way they recommended. In the
Okay.
fridge, in the regular fridge, and dry aged for 30 days.
Got it.
Okay. Number B was dry aged into my bags, but it was dry aged in the dry aging station.
Now, I know what you did with number A.
Number A is just straight up in the dry age station, guys. What I feel that the umami bag does is they just dry the meat. They just let the moist of the meat go away, but it doesn't add anything else, all right? And when you have a dry aging station, you have a lot of bacteria there that is working in the meat, and it's changing from one piece of meat to the other, and it's like a little atmosphere you have there, and that work, and that changed the flavor of the dry aging, and it's completely different, guys.
It really does.
I mean, one from number A to number B and number C, the jump is huge. I mean, there is a lot of flavor here. If compared to that one, there is not flavor here at all. Number A is delicious, brother.
And sisters.
But I would say this: number 8 would be a number 10.
Yes.
Okay,
sure.
number B would be maybe a 6, and I'd say that number C would be 5, 6 too. Now you guys know we tried this thing and it's amazing. And if you really want to know what dry age is, you shouldn't use the bag. If you really want to know what a dry age meat is, you have to do it yourself, and you cannot use the bags. The bag is, I mean, it's a little better than nothing, but it's kind of an illusion, guys. You're gonna lose a lot of flavor in there. But if we made you hungry today, please hit us with a like.
Lots of likes.
Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends and family, and don't forget to leave your comments down there. I know you guys are gonna have a lot of comments about this, so put it down there in the comments. That's all for today, but remember that I love you.
We love you. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.